Waikako, a calm-minded curtain call from a distance, a program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown, and I'm coming to you from my home office where I have been conscientiously practicing self-isolation. Last week was difficult because there was nothing to review. All the theaters are dark, the Hui was between shows, and the Schaefer International Gallery is shut down. It was a most unusual time. But this week we are back with reviews of three very different films from Netflix. We'll be taking a look at The Devil All the Time, Cuties, and My Octopus Teacher. Craig Foster is a documentary film director who helmed The Great Dance, My Hunter's Heart, and The Dragon's Feast, to name a few. In 2010, he had been working on both a film and television series, and he found himself physically, emotionally, and spiritually fried. He felt he was failing his wife and son, and found himself in a terrible funk. He needed a break, and so he returned to the sea where he had grown up nearby and had abandoned since boyhood. In some of the most treacherous waters in the world at the tip of South Africa was where he chose to rebaptize himself in bracingly cold water. Desiring to be as natural as possible, he did not wear a wetsuit, and he snorkeled, meaning he had to continuously rise for air. Mr. Foster comes upon an octopus early in his days diving, and he is so enamored by it, he decides to dive every day in the same spot to observe this most fascinating creature. This goes on for nearly a year, as the two become less afraid of each other and a true trusting relationship between the two develops. Mr. Foster observes the same octopus in every situation imaginable. He is astonished at its ability to morph into any background till it disappears. He's amazed to see it outwit its most deadly predator, the pajama shark. When one of its tentacles is bitten off, he tenderly tries to nurse it back to health. And he begins to believe that this mollusk has the same intellectual capacity of a cat, dog, or even, he speculates, primates, like monkeys and apes. Some of the most moving moments in the film come when the octopus reaches out to touch him, and later in the film, she actually comes with him to the surface as he rises like a leviathan to catch a breath. Actor-director Mark Colmer said about the film, quote, "is testament to the indestructible spirit of the unseen world. We are all interconnected. This brings into stark reality and exposes the miraculous interchanging juxtaposition of one being all and all being one," unquote. My Octopus Teacher took 10 years to make, and kudos go to writer-directors Pippa Ehrlich and James Reed, along with great underwater camera work by Mr. Foster, drone shots by his son Tom, along with additional photography by David Enmy and Ms. Ehrlich. It is truly a glorious piece of cinematography and an emotionally arresting piece. Cuties, a film written and directed by Maimouna Doucouré, is as important a coming-of-age film for girls of the first part of the 21st century as Francois Truffaut's 400 Blows was to boys in the latter part of the 20th century, or maybe Lord of the Flies. The film chronicles the coming into womanhood of Amanita, better known as Ami, an 11-year-old Senegalese Muslim immigrant in an urban area anywhere in the Western world. It happens to be France. The film purposely works to keep a universal location. There are virtually no cars, the actors speak English, and the locations are not readily recognizable. Ami learns her father has taken a second wife, and much of the film centers around the coming celebration of that union, which Ami and her mother are less than happy about. Ami has no friends, and she is initially ostracized and bullied. However, a chance encounter with Angelica and her brother fuses a bond between the two. Soon, Ami is dressing in a decidedly non-Muslim manner, and she wants more than anything in the world to be a part of the girl dance group known as the Cuties. When one of the members, Yasmin, commits an inexcusable social faux pas, Amy is given a chance to become one of the Cuties. She is elated. She steals her father's phone, robs money from her mother, neglects her daughterly chores, and becomes obsessed with dance. Her conflict is between her sought-after social life with the Cuties and her religious, social, and cultural obligations as a young Muslim woman in a secular society to her family. It's a great ride, and the five leads, Fatia Yusuf as Ami, Medina El Aidik Azuni as Angelica, Esther Gohuru as Kumba, Maimuna Guye as Mariam, and Miriam Hama as Yasmin, create most believable characters. You feel these girls are having the best time ever. For those who see this film as an endorsement or acceptance of pedophilia, all I can say is nonsense. This is no more a glorification of pedophilia than Apocalypse Now was a glorification of war. It is a coming of age story for girls, albeit a difficult one, for along with coming of age, Ami has to deal with being from a foreign culture. The things she does to become accepted have unexpected results, and I guarantee you will not see the end coming. This is a must-see. The Devil All the Time is a powerful Southern Gothic film told in cinematic simplicity and elegance. Very not Hollywood. It almost feels like a new genre. Performances, story, filming are about as good as it gets. The complex narrative seems disjointed, kind of like Twin Peaks, but miraculously comes together in one of the more satisfying climaxes in memory. The story takes place from 1945 to 1969. It is told in overlapping flashbacks, set in rural southern Ohio, Knockemstiff and Meade, as well as Topperville, West Virginia. Wilbert Henderson, Bill Skarsgård, a World War II Marine Corps veteran, has to commit an act of euthanasia on the battlefield, and this haunts him for the rest of his life. Returning to his hometown, he meets the love of his life in a diner, Charlotte Haley Bennett. His mother, Emma Kristen Griffith, has other ideas and wants her son to marry a local church-going orphan, Helen Hatton, Mia Wasikowska. However, she is taken with the Holy Rollers visiting the church, Roy Lafferty, Harry Milling, and his crippled sidekick Tommy Matson, Drew Starkey. So the way is clear for Willard to woo and marry Charlotte. They have a child, Arvin, and everything seems pretty good. Meanwhile, Helen and Roy have wed, and she has given birth to a daughter, Lenora. After being bitten by the spiders Roy allows to cover his face in a testament to his faith, Roy gets a sign from God, and he and Helen head off to the woods. Lenora has been left with Emma. Roy, believing he has the power of resurrection, uses Helen as his subject and finds to his horror that it doesn't work. He leaves Tommy behind and sets off to escape, only to get picked up by Carl, Jason Clarke, and Sandy Henderson, Riley Keough, your basic voyeur serial killers, who pick up hitchhikers, force them into sexual activity with Sandy, while Carl photographs the whole encounter, including their murder. Roy, being a true Christian, refuses, but that doesn't prevent Carl from sealing his fate. It is now 1957, and Helen has been diagnosed with terminal cancer. Willard is convinced the Lord can save her. All they have to do is pray real hard and make some sacrifices. However, it's not meant to be. And when Helen dies, Willard kills himself, leaving Arvin an orphan. It's here we meet the corrupt Sheriff Lee Boddicker, Sebastian Stan. Arvin is sent away to live with his grandmother and his uncle Earskill, David Atkinson, and his stepsister Lenora, Eliza Scanlon. Here is where Robert Pattinson comes in as the new preacher, Preston Teagarden. Unfortunately, he has a thing for the young women and impregnates Lenora. Since he is married, he tells her he never touched her, no one would believe her, and she should deal with it herself, and she does. You'll have to see the film to find out how the Lord deals with all these sinners. The cast, every one of them, are creating engaging, truthful, and sympathetic characters. Every moment is fraught, and it's great it's a Netflix. You can pause it whenever you need to and not miss a thing, because you really don't want to miss a thing. The narrative is complex, and it flashes back several times from different points of view. The narration is done by the author of the novel, Donald Ray Pollock, so we are in good hands. You will find yourself asking about redemption and goodness as one after the other characters are dispatched with alacrity, brutality, and nonchalance. All of these Netflix programs are worth your time and the cost of a subscription. You will be transformed by my Octopus Teacher, enlightened by Cuties, and transfixed by the Devil All the Time. Well, that's Curtain Call from a Distance for this week. Next week, I'll have a review of the WWII's latest show, Malama Vawakua. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Paul James Brown. Ahui ho.